Hello and welcome back. We're still here at the National Reptile Breeders Expo in Daytona Beach, Florida, enjoying some sun and some sand and some snakes. Tonight we have Steve Osborne from Professional Breeders, who's one of the long-term breeders. He's been coming to the show since before kingsnake started. How are you tonight, Steve?
Great. Glad to be here, Jeff.
Tell me a little bit about some of the stuff that you work with. You're one of the pioneers in not only breeding reptiles, but commercializing breeding reptiles.
I started pretty much in the commercial breeding of king snakes, Lamprocaltus and Pituophis, gopher snake breed, back in 1973, 1974 time. And right from the beginning, I was involved not only in the breeding side, but also in the commercialization of herpetoculture. It wasn't called herpetoculture yet, but just a few years later it was termed herpetoculture, much like aquaculture. And really the early 70s were the beginning of the industry as we see it today, the very beginning of the start of making money breeding reptiles.
Now, I remember you were one of the very first people that I got a price list from. You pioneered selling mail order captive bred reptiles, and you were one of the first people that we signed up for our website, so you were one of the pioneers for the internet. How have you seen the culture evolve with the technology?
Well, originally, prior to 1985 or so, which is, I'll be back there, but it would be 1995. Prior to 95, the internet, as far as a venue for advertising, really didn't exist. So prior to that time, we were very big in print media. We did professional grade reprints of all the different species that we were commercial marketing, and we presented them both in flat reprints and also in color brochure form. Hired professional photographers, did studio lighting settings, did commercial photography to put together these pieces. Very expensive. We were spending $30,000 to $40,000 a year to bring about a color print presentation and also Expo displays that had color print pictures, and so that was really the only avenue, because that's how you got animals in front of people to see in a professional way. So that's what we did. And then 1994, 95, we had our first internet exposure, and then we were refused again in, I believe, 1998, 1999 in kingsnake.com.
How do you compare and contrast what that technology has done?
Well, it has done a couple of things. One is on the upside, it's reduced the cost of presentation, the cost of getting what you do in front of people, because electronically or via the medium of the internet, it's very inexpensive to display a lot of data and pictures to an audience. So we no longer spend that level of money like we were doing before that with print media, just because we didn't have to. But it also opened up the avenues for other people to do the same thing. It opened up competition. So for my business, over the course of the last 10 years since the advent of the internet and online classified advertising, I've gravitated more and more towards species that I love working with, like Gila monsters, but they're difficult species to be consistently producing. And so we kind of overcome the competition factor by just working with things that a lot of people can't do very well. And so now today, the combination of that and the internet has given us an edge, in that we don't have to spend a lot of money on advertising, but we have a very big audience for things that are very hard to produce and do very well.
What else are you producing besides the Gilas at this point?
I work with about 6 or 7 types of ball pythons, like a lot of other people. Pieballs, albinos, spiders, pastels.
Now you were one of the pioneers there too, weren't you?
Yep, I was right behind Bob Clark. I was one of his first customers in 1993. I bought an albino, and we were producing hetero for albinos beginning in 1995. They've done extremely well with that project and others within ball pythons, and we were early, so we were right there at the front line, and it worked out very well. So besides ball pythons, I still work with a few Lamprocaltus species. I have a hybrid that we call the pastel king snake. It's a combination of a variable king with
What's your favorite bird project?
Still would be to this day the Gila monsters. We have produced over 500 hatchlings in the course of our breeding operation over the last 25 years, and I still love them as much as I did the day I began working with them. So,
what are some of the projects you're looking towards in the future?
one that I'm piecing together, it's very difficult, is the red phase of the pygmy spiny-tailed skink in Western Australia, also known as Begonia depressa. And they're fairly rare in collections. They don't produce a lot of babies. They produce live young, usually 1 or 2 at a time. And because of the restrictions in Australia, you can't get your new stock out of Australia, so there's just a few of these little lizards in Europe, a few in the United States. I'm working with a few breeders in Europe, a couple of lizards in Europe, and trying to put that project together. And with the others, things like the Gila monsters, we're just marching down selective breeding and producing multiple generations. We're in our 5th generation of breeding Gila monsters now, selecting for color and behavior, and we're producing really large Gilas, very colorful, that are very well behaved, and that's kind of a trademark for us now. They're known worldwide. We sell quite a few in the Far East and also in Western Europe, so they've really caught on.
Well, I appreciate you taking time out of your schedule tonight to talk to us.
Yeah.
Once again, this is Steve Osborne from Professional Breeders. Steve, what's your website address so people that want to follow up can go find you?
It is probreeders.com.
This is Jeff Barringer from kingsnake.com from the National Reptile Breeders Expo here in Daytona Beach, Florida. Have a nice day.